Today we go to a place where we will no longer need our winter clothes. Next stop, Croatia.
Section of row 1, 217, 18, 28 and 20.
Shout out to Ryanair.
We are in Croatia!
Wow, look at that. That should be the image in the Ryanair commercial, no? Look at the plane. That should be the image, man, for the website, no?
Oh, check it out. Right here in the airport, they even have the Game of Thrones tour. I guess it's a walking tour around Dubrovnik.
Yes.
Some sites in the show.
Exactly.
We're gonna leave it here. But interesting. Next stop, our accommodation.
Go!
Look at Ivana, so lucky, no bags.
Thanks, Stevie.
Let's go.
Taking the shuttle bus to the Old Town.
Not bad, 10 euros per person.
10 euros per person.
Not bad.
And 45 minutes later, we're still here.
Hopefully it goes soon.
Hopefully, we've been here for quite a long time.
Almost an hour though.
Almost an hour. My goodness. This is crazy. Maybe Uber was a better choice.
Maybe Uber was a better choice. The
Yeah.
price was good, but you just sit in the
Yeah.
airport parking lot.
And so, the lady at the shuttle bus company told us the bus is leaving in 5 minutes. And then she sold us a ticket that said no refunds in big letters. And then the bus proceeded to sit in the airport, full of people, mind you, for an hour and a half before we left. Which is especially frustrating because it only takes 28 minutes to get here to the Old Town from the airport. So we could have went there and back 3 times in an Uber before we even left on the bus. So it's a bit of a bad first impressions. But anyway, we're in the Old Town now and we've just made it to our accommodation. So let's check in.
And so check this place out, everybody. For the pretty darn good price of 90 euros a night or so, I'll write it on the screen in Euro and American. We got a full apartment here, full kitchen, and we even got a terrace in the back. I'll show you. This place is actually redeeming my vibes. I had a bit of a frustration with the potential scam. Hey, even a washing machine at the shuttle bus. I do not recommend the shuttle bus, but the lady who owns this accommodation, she's so nice, and the accommodation's so good, I'm back.
Good.
My good vibes are back. And this is our little terrace here, and we are right in the Old Town. So good booking, Ivana. You really nailed it.
Yay!
The price is good.
Okay.
All right, let's get these pants off, because what is this? Winter clothes?
The weather, man, it's like so nice here.
Agree.
I cannot wait to go out.
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh my god, I see a rainbow.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying you should do this, but I'm saying if you did run across this top ledge and jump off the city wall, I think you would clear those rocks, and I think you'd make it safe and sound right into the water.
I don't know.
I'm not saying you should, I'm saying you could. And so as we wander around and look for some food here in the Old Town, I have to say this place absolutely looks and definitely feels like an old town. I love the way the city wall goes right along the edge of the rock and sort of drops off into the ocean. And with all of the stone buildings around, you can absolutely feel the history here. And so it's interesting that for something like 500 years, Dubrovnik was effectively the capital of its own country called the Republic of Ragusa. And so you can think of this time period similar to the way you think of the Republic of Venice. It was a maritime trading hub that got so rich from the trade that it effectively built its own republic. And so we've definitely got a lot more history to uncover here in Croatia into the 1900s, where there's the Yugoslavian time period. But before we get that far, let's stop for some maybe cold beer and some food, where I'm assuming we're gonna pay some tourist prices, although no problem, we are tourists after all. So let's go. I'm thirsty and hungry. I tell you what, naturally, we've already seen more than a few tour groups it seems like some sort of law where the tour guide has a microphone right here and the guests on the tour have a little earpiece in. Nobody's yelling, no loudspeaker. It's obviously a very popular place, but pretty organized and pretty quiet.
Right.
Kind of well done. It must be a law because every tour group is that way.
Right.
It's kind of great for the non-tour members like us. And so naturally there are lots of tourists all around, which is why we are sort of surprised and also pleased that the servers at the restaurants are not in the streets asking for customers and trying to solicit business. It's another good impression we're having here in Dubrovnik. Now, stop me if you've heard this before, but walking through this place is like walking through a movie set. Obviously they filmed Game of Thrones here and many other movies. It's one of the top filming locations, and it's that way for a reason, because it almost doesn't even look real. There's so many spots where my jaw is dropping, and it's quite good for my posture because I'm looking at the tops of the buildings rather than looking at my phone like I normally am. So to my understanding, most everything here was rebuilt in the 90s because of a war. So these buildings are not exactly old, but they've done an incredible job, and it's one of the top tourist destinations in all of the Mediterranean for a reason. It's really spectacular. I can't say enough. Now, we didn't exactly get Croatian food. I got chicken risotto, and Ivana's got something that I don't even know what it is.
Burrata.
They called it burrata. This is cheese?
Yeah.
It looks like an egg.
Break it.
Can I break it?
Yeah.
Something new for me. I don't really know what's gonna happen. Isn't there a yolk inside of this?
Oh.
Oh no, it's just cheese.
Yeah.
Can I try?
Yeah, of course.
It's quite good. It's pesto on top.
Yes.
Cheese and pesto. We'll share half-half.
Okay. So
Now, we lost so much time today because of that great bus ride that we're gonna shut it down for today. We'll be here all day tomorrow and even the next day. Keep in mind, after 2 days from now, we're gonna get a car and we're gonna drive up the coast of Croatia.
yeah, I'm
It's
excited.
very exciting. Obviously very touristy here, but we will see some local life at a regular speed and pace on the Croatian seaside
Right.
coming soon. So anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow back in the Old Town and maybe the beach. Later. And so, good morning, everybody. Ivana and I have decided to start our day by purchasing an online ticket that allows us to walk the perimeter of the Old Town on top of the city wall. So we're hoping this will get our blood flowing and our appetites high, because we think we found a good restaurant for local Croatian food for lunch. And hopefully we can see some good views of not only the Old Town, but also the sea. Because at least right now, the weather is absolutely perfect with not a cloud in the sky. And we're thinking we will end up on the beach. And so come along with us as we explore Dubrovnik on day 2. Let's go. Wow, what do you say, guys? Good place to play basketball or great place to play basketball? I guess the court has a unique interpretation, some sort of trapezoid design, but nevertheless, you can work on your jump shot with some tourists with a bird's eye view watching you. And the sea in the background, come on, just great. Now, typically this is the type of experience where Ivana and I have too much footage and we have a hard time squishing it into one video, because everywhere you look is so picturesque. It's like you cannot put the camera away, and we're very lucky today that the water is so shiny in the sun, and that's most evident in this particular corner here with that iconic blue and green color. It's so inviting. It's like when I see this image, I can almost feel the water on my skin. Now, to be fair, this is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Dubrovnik, so there are people all around, but it's not crowded because the walk itself is so long that it's more than spacious enough. Everybody has their own area to enjoy, and so for me, it's a 5-star experience. It's a must-do in Dubrovnik, and that's whether or not you're a photographer or you're just coming to admire the beauty, because it is seriously breathtaking at all angles. Highly recommend. Tell you what, the world is just not fair. Imagine being born and raised right here.
Right?
I'm so jealous. It's the most beautiful place in terms of a house with the view and everything and the history.
Right.
What a place to be living, you know? Wow.
Jealous of this house. I want to live there. Look at this, guys. And there is even a little bar restaurant here. on the city wall.
Nice, right?
Very cool. Gorgeous view.
And so just before we finish up the city wall walk here, I'm gonna take this time to insert some footage of me jumping off a 20-meter high cliff in Canada. Now, to be fair, cliff jumping is definitely a young man's game and typically illegal, so don't do it. But as I'm walking around Dubrovnik here, my imagination is running wild. I could jump from here, I could jump from here, not to mention right here, I think, Ivana, I think I could make it.
No,
You only gotta clear 10 feet. I mean, anyway, guys, don't do it. But if you're gonna do it, make a video.
Look at the color of the water.
I think 12 o'clock,
Yes.
noon,
Yep. You're right.
maybe time for a beer.
Best gelato in Dubrovnik. Let's try. It's pretty hot, so it's melting pretty quick, so I have to eat it very fast.
Let's talk more eat. What flavor did you get? Chocolate.
And I heard that it's better than the gelato in Italy.
Oh my gosh, Ivana.
It's
That's
very good.
fighting words. Better or worse? Holy, jumping melting fast.
The sun is shining on me. Very good. I've never had gelato in Italy, so I can't compare, but this is very good, very creamy, very rich in chocolate.
And I can confirm, thank you in Croatian is vala, just like Serbian.
Voila.
That's what she said. And dobro, okay, just like Serbian.
Dobro.
Boom, my first Croatian words.
Okay,
All right,
let's get Steve some beer.
let's go. All right, pause the vlog, everybody. I'm gonna ask the stupidest question I've ever asked. What is gelato? Because I just had a bite of that. By the way, very good. But honestly, that's ice cream if you ask me.
To be fair, I have no idea what's the difference between ice cream and gelato.
I couldn't tell any difference. It's good, but to me it's ice cream. Anyway, let us know in the comments. And I thought gelato was actually frozen yogurt.
No! I think it's a more dense type of ice cream.
So there's ice cream, there's gelato, there's frozen yogurt, 3 different things. Got it. All right, let's go for lunch. And so this particular restaurant is literally right next door to our accommodation, and our host recommended it to us. Now we noticed there's a very funny statue out front, and we didn't realize until we walked in and saw the menu, but it's called Lady PP Restaurant because the statue is in fact a fountain, which we didn't realize because the lovely lady is not urinating at this particular moment. And so I didn't realize this is an 18+ food section here, but here we are, and we found some traditional Croatian food. This is cevap, which you guys have seen before many times on our channel, but never in Croatia. We've had it in Serbia, obviously, and mic in Romania, sort of inspired from the same thing. Now, there's no salt or vinegar on the table, so the French fries are going to be maybe kind of plain, but I do see some, what I would call Ivar in the corner here, which is really good. Meat plus fire plus beer equals happy Steve. So,
Good. Good chip up.
it's good cevap. Could use a little bit more salt, honestly, but it's good cevap. It's good cevap. Now, seeing as we're so close to the sea, Ivana's got the right idea. She's ordered the local specialty of squid salad? No, grilled squid.
Grilled squid.
So go ahead, Ivana. And by the way, such a good restaurant for us because I've got my bald head in the shade and you've got your cappuccino skin in the sun. Both what we wanted.
I want some tan. Hopefully I'll get some tan by the end of the day.
Ivana wants the tan and I want the shade, so we got
Yeah.
perfectly lucky with this particular scene.
We've been deprived of vitamin D, so I need the vitamin D.
Right.
Squid, okay. Let's try it. So good. It's not chewy. You can taste the garlic really well. Very good. Good seafood.
And I'm gonna say this is like, what is that green stuff? Brussels sprouts?
Yeah, I think so. Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts, green beans, and squid. Okay, something new.
Very good though. It looks really healthy. It's just like what I need.
So funny. Yours is so light and fresh and healthy, and mine is so heavy and meat and oil. His and hers.
I need this after the gelato.
Fair. Fair.
But it's really, really good squid. The texture is just melting in your mouth. Because you never know with squid. Sometimes it's too chewy or something.
Yeah.
But this one is perfect, grilled
job.
to perfection. And we saw the chef grilling behind me.
Good job.
Yeah,
All right, let's eat up and then the adventure continues.
very good.
Listen, everybody, ask and you shall receive. Salt and vinegar.
Oh boy.
Hey, the fries look good. They do look like they're
Freshly cut.
cut by a human hand, which is good for a restaurant like this. But without salt and vinegar, it's just not the same.
Yummy. That's a Canadian way to
Much
eat
better.
fries.
Much better. 5 stars.
Man, you gotta have strong legs to go up and down the old town here in Dubrovnik because the stairs.
Who needs a Brazilian butt lift? All you gotta do is walk the steps and you're gonna be strong in the...
Oh my god, it's never ending. Look at this.
And so what better way after lunch to spend our time than to be in a Catholic church? One, because Ivana is Catholic.
Yes.
But so nice for the both of us to say our prayers because we are so grateful, not only for this really great trip here in Dubrovnik, but also because the lovely Ivana is 5 months pregnant with our first child. So we're feeling very grateful and very happy, and it's a beautiful church inside right here in the Old Town. Now, we are going to shift gears into something totally unrelated. This is the nature of travel. Sometimes you juxtapose things that sort of elicit two totally different feelings while maintaining both things are worth doing. So next up, we will be going to a museum regarding the Croatian War of Independence.
Right.
Let's go. And so in 1991, Croatia announced it wanted independence from the country that was then called Yugoslavia. Now that was the beginning of a 4.5 year very destructive war until they finally got their independence in 1995. Now, in an attempt to learn more about this, we went to the War Photography Museum, which I think by definition is not a museum. It is a very good photo gallery,
Right.
where when you walk in, they give you a booklet that has each photo on the wall with a little sentence or two description of what you're seeing. So the images are very moving, and you can really connect with the emotions on the people's faces, including one photograph that was snapped within minutes of a soldier learning the war was finally over. But my intention was to learn more about the war, including the reasons Croatia wanted to leave, how the war progressed over the years, maybe some key military figures. Although I don't think that place is a museum you go to learn. It's more like a photo gallery where you go to look and feel.
Right.
So in the end, we did learn that the old town of Dubrovnik was pretty heavily bombed. In fact, this map behind me, you can see every black dot is a building that was hit by a bomb.
Right,
So
right.
it's like more than half of the city, which really speaks to how well they've rebuilt the old city here, because in our trip, I've seen one building that's under renovation. Everything else looks like $1 million and brand new. So they've done all that in the past 30 years. Although, like I say, I can't even give a star grade to the War Photograph Museum, because by definition, I don't think it's a museum. We didn't really learn anything. We just sort of felt some kind of visceral emotions.
Right.
In the end, I don't regret going because it was €8, and this is the nature of travel. You sort of try new things and see if they're any good. If you're into photography, you might love that place, but if you're into learning history, there wasn't much history to learn there.
Right.
Just some images to look at. And so anyway, we're gonna shift gears again from a very sad war to a beautiful day on the beach.
All right.
The nature of travel. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, sunscreen Steve reporting for duty. Now, I can't figure out, is it gonna be cold? It's early May right now.
I think it should be fine.
Either way, I'm going in, so
All right, go.
let's see.
Woohoo! Good? It's a bit cold. It is a bit cold. But the water is beautiful. Gorgeous.
The ultimate pro tip is before you come to Croatia, go to Finland, jump in the lake when it's 8 degrees for the very Finnish sauna and cold water experience. I would say the water over here is not hot, but compared to Finland, it's like soup.
Ah.
So not bad. Although it's a rock beach, so you gotta, maybe some water shoes would be, or sandals.
Yes. Very nice.
Go Ivana, go Ivana, go Ivana. I can already guarantee Ivana's gonna say it's freezing cold. Her blood is Indonesian, okay? She's looking for much warmer than this.
That's my guess. We'll see if I'm right. I knew it. Yeah! That a girl. That a girl.
It's not that bad. It's cool, but it's not that bad. It's salty though. Salty water.
Salty water. Can confirm it's not a lake. But
Not that bad.
not that bad, you say?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And he's floating now. He's actually been in the water for quite a while now. Good for you, Steve.
Now, I guess the concept of an old town is not particularly unique, especially in Europe, but I'm from Canada where we have exactly 0 old towns, so I always tend to like them. I suppose what sets Dubrovnik apart is the old town is just here and the beach is right beside it. To be fair, it is a rocky beach, so it is what it is, but I would describe this as full without being crowded, which for me is the perfect recipe.
Yeah.
I don't like to be on an empty beach, but when it's crowded, I'd much rather be sitting at a bar having a beer. And so the view is pretty great looking forward. There is a small island in front of us, but when you're in the water looking back towards the beach, that's actually the best view for me. So you get out there in the cold water and you can really admire the buildings that are outside of the old town going up into the hill. It's quite spectacular and quite memorable, and yet another reason to love Dubrovnik. Now, coming next, we are getting a rental car and going up the coast.
Yes.
Will be less touristy, I suppose, but certainly beautiful as well, I would guess.
Yes.
Although you'll have to wait to another video to see that adventure. So, see you later, guys.